هابينينج اليوم رح نحكي مشاهدينا عن الصيد غير المشروع مع ضيفنا السيد جيمس هوغ من التحالف اللبناني للمحافظة على الطيور. Welcome, James. It's our pleasure to have you in our studios.
Thank you for inviting me on.
You are a bird watcher, a bird conservationist, and also a representative from the Lebanese Bird Conservation Coalition. We'd like to have you as our guest because we chose to speak about the topic of illegal hunting, which is a major issue in Lebanon on several levels, mostly the environmental issues and the environmental problems that it causes. To begin with, what do you think of the hunting situation in Lebanon? How would you describe it today, James?
Well, I think there's a few things to be clear on. First of all, there are people that are legal hunters who follow the law, and they're quite serious. And we can put that to one side. We don't really have a problem with that. But then there are another type of hunter who are better called shooters or poachers, really, who don't follow the law, and they will shoot anything that moves. And it's birds, it's also mammals like hyenas and porcupines, which are all protected.
Which should be protected in our environment.
They are protected.
Given your experience and from the time you've spent here in Lebanon, which is the bigger population? Those who follow the law or those who disobey the law?
I'd certainly say that the people who don't follow the law are more visible, you know, and they're quite vocal, and they seem quite happy to show off about what they've done. And it seems like they act with impunity, you know. It doesn't seem like they have any fear of repercussions from the police or the ISF.
سألت جيمس يوصف لي الوضع الحالي بالنسبة للصيد، موضوع الصيد بلبنان، وقال في نوعين من الصيادين بلبنان اللي بيتبعوا أو بيحترموا القانون واللي أكيد بيتصيدوا بطريقة غير شرعية. This is a big problem for us on several levels, mainly an environmental issue. What do you think needs to be done here in Lebanon to start fixing the situation?
I think sort of immediately enforcing the law would be a very good start. So as a group, we get lots of reports from many different people across Lebanon who are complaining on a daily basis about people shooting protected species in their neighbourhood. We get lots of people saying that there's people shooting near the houses and they don't want to go in their gardens.
So it's not just shooting birds, also other types of animals, which should not be killed.
Yeah, that's true. But it's also I have friends who don't want to sit in their garden near their house because people are shooting nearby and there's stray shot coming over. You know, they don't feel safe. So there is the environmental issue, but there's also a public safety aspect to this.
في مشكلة السلامة العامة بلبنان، بيجيهم اتصالات كثيرة على التحالف، ناس عم تشكي من صيادين عم بيتصيدوا بمناطقهم مطرح ما في أبنية للسكن وعلى الطرقات، ومش بس عم بيتصيدوا طيور، كمان عم بيتصيدوا حيوانات أكيد مش لازم تنقتل. So the biggest problem is that the law is not being enforced properly.
I think so. In the last couple of months, we know that the ISF has started to take this more seriously. And they're even sharing their tweets about it, that they've taken poaching equipment, they've caught poachers, and that is a really positive step, and sort of I applaud them for starting to do this. I think they can do more, and the quicker they do it, the quicker we can sort of start to move on from what is a dreadful situation.
The new law was passed about a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year ago. There's been 2 seasons now where hunters need to have a license. We're in the second year of that now.
So بالنسبة للتحالف اللبناني للمحافظة على الطيور، المشكلة الأساسية هي بعدم تنفيذ قانون الصيد بشكل صارم. هذه الخطوة الأولى والأساسية اللي لازم ننفذها حتى نقدر نشوف نتائج، ونتائج بحاجة أنها تتحقق، لأنه بالفعل عنا كارثة بيئية قادمة إذا ما انشغل على هالموضوع. So another problem we're facing today, James, is awareness, lack of awareness.
I think that's part of the problem really is people don't quite appreciate how important birds are for us as people, and secondly I don't think they appreciate quite how important Lebanon is as a country for especially migrating birds, especially like the storks you can see on the screens now.
So it's lack of knowledge, lack of awareness that's causing a big problem for us.
Yeah, so this is some illegal hunting in the north. That's the lesser spotted eagle.
شمال لبنان طرق غير
So the stork, the big black and white stork that's commonly shot, in Europe that's seen as this bird that brings the baby. You know, people in Europe love that. There are huge conservation efforts to try and protect this bird.
يعني في طيور عم بتصيدوها هون بلبنان تعتبر نادرة بغير دول خاصة بأوروبا، وفي محاولات كثير ومبادرات كثيرة لحماية هالطيور من الانقراض، بينما هون بلبنان عم بيتصيدوهم بطريقة عشوائية وطبعا غير قانونية.
Yeah, so people genuinely love the stork in Europe. They see it as sort of like it returns in spring and it's a sign of new life.
It's a family bird.
Yeah, it's a sign of new life. It's the, winter's finished, the flowers will grow again, life will be good. And the majority of the population of these birds from Europe all funnel through Lebanon,
Right.
So they might on one day appear to be thousands of these birds, but you're seeing the whole
Explain
population.
to us, James, I think people really don't know this point. It's very important that we clarify it. The importance of Lebanon for birds, especially migrating birds.
Yeah, this is a really good point. So if you imagine sort of an area of land from, let's say, Germany all the way across to Russia, Siberia, all the birds from this area migrate to Africa for winter, and they all funnel down through sort of like the Arabian Peninsula, and a lot come through Lebanon. So it's the second most important place in the world for migrating birds.
لبنان ثاني أهم منطقة بالعالم بالنسبة للطيور المهاجرة، بالنسبة لممرة عبر البلدان. نقطة أساسية هي لبنان، والصيد غير المشروع عم بيسبب مشاكل لهالطيور اللي عم تتصيد بشكل عشوائي. We see a lot of birds in Lebanon, which is why we think it's common all over the world. Is that true?
Yes and no. Some birds are common across the world. During the migration season, like now, if you're lucky, you can go into the mountains, you can see 4,000 eagles all flying through the sky. But
that's a rare sight in most countries around the world.
Oh, so that could be 10% of the global population. If you go to
يعني في نوع من الطيور المهاجرين بيمرقوا بلبنان بنشوفهم بكميات كبيره، نحن بنعتبرهم كموجودين بكل انحاء العالم، ولكن هالكميه اللي نحن بنشوفها بتمرق بس بسما لبنان تعتبر او بتشكل 10% من الكميه الموجوده بالعالم كله. تصوروا 10% بهالارض الصغيره. What are we seeing in this video?
So this is a video by a German organisation called CABS.
Right. They were here in Lebanon several times.
They've been several times.
منظمة ألمانية تعنى بهالقضية.
They have volunteers from several European countries and they document illegal hunting. So in this video, there were some poachers were shooting honey buzzards and a falcon, which are all protected species.
With illegal methods, not just shooting them.
Well,
that's one of our problems also.
Yeah. And there are several different illegal methods. So shooting with guns is one. Another is trapping with nets.
Right.
So
شبك، طرق غير شرعية كمان للصيد، غير القواص بطريقة معينة. في الشبك. Glue also is used.
They use glue.
Okay,
and
they use the machines to attract them.
They use the machines playing songs.
And the plastic dolls, the plastic ducks especially.
And the decoys.
المكنات، البط والحيوانات البلاستيكية اللي يجذبوا الحيوانات، المكنات اللي بتعمل أصوات، الشبك، الدبق كمان. So these poachers are causing a big problem for us, and they're not abiding by the law.
Yeah, they're not following law. The effects are huge. So studies have been done on the scale of illegal bird killing in Lebanon, and every year over 2.6 million birds are illegally killed.
Okay.
That's a
كل
lot.
سنة حسب الدراسات أكثر من 2.6 مليون طير عم بينقتل بطريقة غير مشروعة بلبنان.
And
كل سنة.
This isn't just a problem in Lebanon. I'm not like it does happen in other places, but Lebanon is one of the worst places.
Bird hunting is a very popular hobby in Lebanon, which is why we decided to talk about this issue.
And but illegal killing specifically.
No.
Lebanon is bad, and neighbouring countries are also bad. But for the size of the country, the intensity, the number of birds killed per square kilometre in Lebanon is one of the highest.
What do you think is the quickest way to resolve this problem, James?
Quickly, I'd like to see sort of better enforcement. Simply
أسرع طريقة لحل هالمشكلة تنفيذ القانون.
This is a very basic idea, really, but there are roadblocks everywhere. You can't drive very far in Lebanon without passing a roadblock. It's quite easy to
identify. في حواجز وين ما كان وين ما نتوجه بلبنان ليش ما so you're saying that we should search the cars, check for illegal rifles and guns.
For starters, you could check
make sure
whether
everyone has a
hunters
license also.
You know, you have to pay to have a license. You're paying for the privilege of going hunting. You know, and if you don't have a license, it's only fair that you're fined. And if people aren't applying for licenses, the government is losing out on revenue, which the law says it should collect.
James Hogg from the Lebanese Bird Conservation Coalition, thank you for being with us. It's our pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much.
وقفة مشاهدينا وحلقتنا بتكمل، خليكم معنا.